Hello everyone, how's it going? It's Raymond here and welcome to the short tutorial series on how to make an API. So for this tutorial areas, we are going to setting up an API with Laravel and I'm going to make to your API RESTful. So we're gonna be storing some information into a database. We are also going to be fetch information from a database and just showing that to use. So we are going to learn basic settings of our RESTful API. But for now, before we start, going to need download and install some software to your computer. So I use the program called Postman, which allows you to test any API routes on your computer. So go ahead and download and install this. It's available for Windows, Mac, or Linux. So it does not really matter what operating system you are on, but once it's there download, you should have an application that looks like this. And from here, we we can put a URL and send either get, post, put, or delete request. And these are all the types of requests that we need for a RESTful API. So once this download and install, the next things we want to do the setup a new Laravel application. If the application is already installed, that time we don't need to install. And we are using the Laravel home street process. That's why we will use the localhost 8000 port. Okay, so it's just go ahead. Run Laravel command artisan command for Laravel serve command to serve the application and visit localhost 8000, and there we go. Then I can see my Laravel project, and now by the default whenever you set up a Laravel project, you can also create some API or set up API as a prefix for use. So visit slash API, but right now we don't have any rules for that just yet. So if I visit now this, we are going to get a 404. Let's go back over PHP, go back over PHP editor. Gonna open the people find project over here, and we take a look at app service provider and root service provider. So this root service provider we can call we use to create all our roots in Laravel. So we'll notice that if we over want to declare some new roots, we can declare here and go ahead. So the API function is over here and just returning an API as a prefix at the moment. And that's why we visit slash API. We can actually visit our API, but I'm going to look at changing comma comment this, and let's take a look setting up root, and this is just gonna be get root wherever you visit slash API slash person. I want to return a person information, so let create a function here, and now we'll take a look moving this over a controller later in this series. But for now this is just going to return some information, so let's return a person. And by default there whatever you return a variable in Laravel, it always returns a variable as JSON. So let's create this person variable now. Let create person in, I'm just going set this equal to an array, and I'm gonna have a key here for user's name and city. So whatever we visit, the root Laravel should always return. Now I am going to you use the Postman application for retrieve this data. So if we take this exact same route in Postman and send a GET request to that, then we should have exact same information written over here. You can see you have got a name and city returned as JSON. Or if you look the raw version, that also look like. So quite often, whatever you set an API, it's going to want to that to be a local host or through the domain, so that we can this to be API whatever your domain is slash the URL, right? So now seeing as we have set this up an environment variable, we can get over our environment file and we can create an environment variable and change our database. Now the next thing I want to do this set up the database. So now that is actually working. Let's instead of hard coding variable that is returned over here, we can take a look at setting up a database and getting information from the database instead. Okay, so that is have been set up. Let's move back over the screen. I'm going to create a new database with MySQL, but right now it does not have any information in it. So in the next video we are going to use to take look populating this database with some fake information using Laravel Faker, and I'm going to end this video. Yes, I'll see you in the next time. Thank you.